Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Emmy here, and today I decided to do a Burger King mukbang, which I literally bought a little bit too much, but I am so excited and so hungry. So as always, I'm here with Jay and we bought all this for us. Maybe we went a little too extra, but we're gonna try our best to completely eat it all. So we got two combos of 20-piece chicken nuggets. Look at this, so good. 20 pieces, and here as well. And we have 4 french fries, 2 for me and 2 for Jay. So yummy. They're popping. And I also got onion rings for myself because Jay doesn't really like them, and barbecue for my nuggets, which they only packed one for like 40 pieces, but whatever, and 4 Cokes, and Jay got a Oreo sundae and a Hershey pie. Let's see if we can get to dessert. So I'm just gonna pass this over to him, this part.
Thank you.
Your drinks. Your 2. And this is mine. And now I'm going to set it up and then we'll be back. So everything is set up and ready to eat. And I am super hungry, so let's get started. Before I tell you guys the topic that I'll be talking about today, which kind of got me excited. So, oh my gosh. I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. And are so good. These tenders are very good. And onion rings, I don't know about you guys, but I love the Burger King's onion rings. Are super good, and I love to dip them in barbecue sauce or in honey mustard. So good. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about an interesting serial killer story. I don't know if any of you guys are interested in that type of stuff, but me personally, I am very intrigued and interested about all those serial killer stories in different countries and all that stuff. Yet again, I'm a psychology student, so go figure. So I decided to do a little research on serial killers in Puerto Rico, because it's not something like that you hear a lot out here. I know in the United States you hear it a little more often, since there are a few serial killers right over there. And I decided to do my research because I had never heard ever anything of a serial killer that has lived here or done something here or anything. So I decided to do my research in Google, of course. This is so good. So I went and did my research, and I found just one, which is totally crazy. I thought like there would have been more, maybe, I don't know. But I guess it's good that there's only been just one, and it was many years ago, you guys. When basically he was born, let's start from there. He was born in 1943, and everybody knew him, and he's known still, because I asked a few people if they had like heard about him, and they were like, yeah. So he went by the name Toño Bicicleta, which in English is literally Tony Bicycle. Kind of a weird nickname, right? So he got that nickname because apparently when he was younger, he had stolen a bicycle. He had stolen a bike, and his only way of transportation when he was younger was through a bicycle. So that was literally his nickname. Let me get a drink. It all started around the late 60s, where he was married a second time. And in 1968, he murdered his wife at that time, which was his second wife. He killed her with a machete. So I think like that's very violent. I mean, killing anyone is violent, but like, I don't know, that's too graphic for me to even imagine. So he killed, right, his wife with a machete, and he was sentenced to 185 years in prison. So he got arrested, and 2 years to being into prison, he managed to escape somehow. And basically became a fugitive. After that, he was caught by a civilian a few years later. He was, again, being a fugitive, and a few years later, he got caught by a civilian in a farm, and somehow he managed to like keep him there, keep Tony Bicycle there, and again was arrested at that time because he was caught. And that was in 1981. So I think I'll have another onion around. So he got caught and then again went to jail, and guess what? He escaped again. And this time when he escaped, he broke in the mayor of that town's house, and he literally stole coins, a flashlight, and a .42 caliber gun, and again managed to escape. So he was on the run and armed, which is like very dangerous. So good, you guys. So basically in the 70s, he became someone very popular. I guess we could say he was like the talk of the island. And after that he stole from that mayor, he wasn't caught again and continued raping and kidnapping women. There were around 2 or 3 women, and one of those women that he kidnapped so he took her with him out to where he lived, which was the countryside and a little bit harder to find, for over 12 years, you guys, which is crazy. He would obviously rape her and all that stuff. He would keep her basically tied up on her legs with chains so she wouldn't like run away. And throughout time with being with him, she literally, you know, like apparently fell in love with him, which is, you know, crazy. Very crazy, like, to me. That's just too, like, wow. Not something that I was expecting when I was reading that. These are super crunchy. And it's funny because I'm not really into onion rings that much, but I'm really obsessed with the ones in Burger King. So while just being basically a runaway and not being found by the local authority, in 1987, he yet again murdered someone. And who was it this time? He killed his stepfather. He was out just, you know, basically, like, in a way, like, family members. He killed his wife and then his stepfather, like, crazy. So he was throughout those years from the 70s till 1995 roaming around doing whatever he wanted, getting away with all those crimes that he was committing, hurting all those people, traumatizing all those women, and he was never found until 1995, where he was working at a plantation. Again, he lived out the countryside, and by that time, you know, agriculture, you know, people worked there a lot during those times. He was there with his one of his victims, which was the one that he had kidnapped for those many years that ended up falling in love with him, Diana. The police finally found him. He was out on the plantation. And when the police found him, they shot him in his genitals, which is very disturbing, but he deserved it, I guess. Make it a drink. I feel like Burger King's fries are kind of similar to McDonald's, except McDonald's fries are like really salty. Let me get this in barbecue. So as soon as the police shot him at his genitals, like I said, they quickly went to go arrest him. And he basically resisted the arrest. It became very complicated. Sorry guys, I'm like hungry and I know I'm stopping. I'm talking and stopping. This is just so good. I haven't had these. Actually, I barely ever get Burger King, so I haven't eaten in Burger King like maybe a few months. I'm almost done with these. This is so good. But I think they probably taste better with honey mustard, you guys. Definitely. So as I was saying, basically he was trying to potential. As soon as officers went to arrest him, he started resisting the arrest, and he tried to attack one of the officers with a machete. And that's when police decided to basically shoot him again. And after shooting him, he was basically beat up and kicked by the police officers until he was, you know, basically passed away. He died during that. So that was not a good ending at all. I mean, it was a good ending for his victims. So basically that's the story of first and last so far of a serial killer in Puerto Rico. You know, I've been very intrigued by that topic, you know, basically since I started studying psychology. I've always been interested in, you know, those type of people, you know, that do all that stuff. I'm thinking of, you know, specializing in kind of that area of psychology, you know, like forensic psychology or criminal psychology. It's something I'm really passionate about. So, guys, this is a lot of food. I did not imagine it to be this much. I feel like I've been eating a lot and there's still basically a lot left. But I'm going to try my best because I know that's what y'all came here for, so I'm literally trying really hard. But, you know, about that story about Tony Bicycle, I just find it very crazy how he managed to escape from jail 2 times. continued doing those crimes, and like, and throughout those years, like, he was never caught until like up till 1995. Like, that's freaking crazy. Which again reminds me of another serial killer, his story basically. Like, all that situation. You know, it kind of reminds me, and if you compare, it's very similar to the Ted Bundy story. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. He obviously raped and murdered women, a lot of women. And he escaped from jail many times as well. And you know, in the beginning, he wasn't basically found, da 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 da. And then, like, it's like, I'm very, crazy. And another thing I would have been interested in is like just seeing the point of view of Tony Bicycle, like what he had to say about it, like why he did all those things that he did. That's some information that I couldn't find. And I know with Ted Bundy, they had like asked him, and he like basically never, at least in one of the movies that I watched that Zac Efron's in, he never really confessed to what he did until like the very end, where he was about to be like executed in the prison. So that's what caught my interest, like just to see like why he did what he did, even though there's no excuse for that. You can't justify what you did, but just why? Because I know some serial killers would be like, oh, because, you know, they actually like doing that type of stuff, and some of them feel like, oh, they can't really control themselves. It's like, that's why I wanted, you know, to hear his side. And some of them also have heard different stories of serial killers that have said they've always wanted to feel what it's like to murder someone. And that's why they did it. So that's what really intrigued me, just like that. And another fun fact that I found about Tony Bicycle was that he became really popular throughout his acts here in Puerto Rico. Like people, like I said, he escaped from jail, then he was never found throughout all those years, and literally people, I don't know why, would literally hide him. They would hide him in their house while because he was a fugitive, so he would be around. So people would literally like cover up for him, like they would hide him in his house or like take them to their properties, and I'm like, what? Like, you're literally hiding someone that's killed people and rapes women? Like, that's something also that I don't understand what people in those times did, and like why. Like, that is crazy as well to me. Like, I was in shock when I like was reading about that. Like, he wasn't really seen as like such a bad person. Like the people that I asked if they knew about him, they told me that in those times, like, people didn't really see him as bad, or that they would hide them. And he wasn't like this. People weren't really afraid of him. I'm like, wow. What on earth, literally. And also found that when he died, thousands and thousands of people all around the island here, Puerto Rico, drove all the way to the city he was in to see him at his funeral. Like, I don't know, but to me, that's just kind of messed up. Like, I don't know. Crazy, crazy. My barbecue is literally empty. I don't know how I literally ate 15 chicken tenders with only this much of barbecue. I don't know how, okay? I really don't know. I finished these, so. So basically, Tony Bicycle was glorified here in Puerto Rico. Like, they were literally also, as well, another information that I found was that those 2 times that he was arrested, like, news reporters would arrive at the scene and would literally, like, beg police officers to let him, like, talk with the, you know, news people, and like they would literally let him do interviews and talk whatever he wanted. I'm like, what? I don't know. That's just, I don't know, like, they didn't really see it as bad. Like, and again, it was a different time, I guess, you know, it happened in the 70s. It was like, I don't know. I don't think there's no justification to glorify that. But I know now, you know, they take it much more serious. But, yeah. Something I found funny as well that I found after I was done doing my research about him, because since it happened kind of long ago, there's not really much info about him. There really isn't like much but I basically found, which I found kind of like surprising, I don't know, funny, I don't even know, like something that I was not expecting, basically. I wish I had sauce for my tenders. I don't really like eating my tenders plain, but so guys, he was basically, when I started to like, you know, just find, when I was looking for pictures, like, just wanted to see how he was physically. I kind of started, you know, to visualize him in a, you know, different way. And when I saw the picture, that's not how I pictured him at all. Like, really, no. And that's when I found out his height And I was like, really? He's 5'2", which is like super short. Like I'm 5'3", so he was shorter than me. Like, I know there's no, I mean, we usually have a stereotype for serial killers, like big, tall, and like scary looking, ugly, whatever. He was like literally short and skinny, and I'm like, you like, when you see a picture of him, it's like you wouldn't expect him to do all those things that he had done. Like, I was not expecting that from him. Like, the picture I saw, I was like, he doesn't look like he did any of that, literally. Like, no. But yeah, I guess that's basically the story of the Puerto Rican serial killer, Tony Bicycle. And I think I am done with this, you guys, because I'm super full. I tried my best. A 20-piece combo. He only left 3, so I hope you guys are happy with it. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys.